Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll try it. I'll try. Find this wine cooking channel in the house. Hey, eat with me, chat with me.
Hello, 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 sunshine people. How are you? Boy, I feel like I'm trying to lose my voice. I guess because I was sitting out that door today with that pollen. But how are you, sunshine peoples? Hello, simply a sweetheart. So nice for you to join us tonight at story time. Hello, be the difference. Oh, Gigi Ray, thank you all so much. Thank you so much for coming by for story time. Be the difference is speaking to Sunshine, and Sunshine is speaking to Simply a Sweetheart. And Sunshine says she's well. Glad you're well. T, yeah, I got some here right now. Sunshine that I just finished um, fixing up, but I think that must be it. I was outside today, and yeah, I'm relaxing with my cup also there. Yeah, I was outside today, giving me a serenity day. Hello, the McCrazies. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us for story time tonight. Yeah, so I was out, and I think the pollen was a bit much because I meant to take my mask and raced out and forgot about it. So I think that's what it is. Hello, Miss Iris. How are you? Welcome to Storytime. So glad you could join us tonight. Uh, the McCraty says, I'm well, thank you. I'm glad you're doing well. Glad you're doing well, Sunshine. Miss Iris, be the difference. I'm glad everybody's doing well. Thank you all. Thank you all for stopping by Storytime tonight. I really appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you doing the GG raid. There's other places you could be and things you could be doing, but you decided to come and share some time with me during story time. Be the difference is saying hi to uh, McCrazies and Miss Iris. The McCrazies is saying hi to Sunshine. Hello, hello, Finest Wine Cooking Channel. How are you? So nice of you to stop by and see me again today. You were sharing my serenity time with me earlier today. I was glad to see you then, and I'm especially glad to see you stop by to see me for story time tonight. Sometimes people says hi to Finest Wine. Finest Wine saying hi back to Sunshine Peoples and throwing some love. So Finest Wine, I said my voice act like it's trying to leave. I think it's because I was sitting outside today and the pollen count was kind of high. Be the difference is speaking to Finest Wine Cooking Channel. And the McCrazy says hi to Be the Difference Clothing. Sunshine People says I'm drinking probiotic tea with added peach flavor. Oh, that sounds good, Sunshine. That sounds real good with the added peach flavor. That sounds real good. Actually, I'm drinking a Sari Seed spearmint tea. Hello, Pandy. How are you? Kisses back at you. I'm so glad you could join me for story time. That's why I said I had the best time earlier with you at the bayou. No worries, both of our voices gone. Mine been giving me the flukes. Oh man, well you sound like you need to get on this tea bandwagon with me and Sunshine. Finest Wine Cooking. But I'm glad you enjoyed down there at the bayou today. I mean, those birds were singing up a storm. I was enjoying it, but that sun got a little too hot for me. Even though you all saw how breezy it was, it blew my camera over. But that sun was just beaming down so hard, so I had to give it up. The McCray says that sounds real good. Finest Wine Cooking says hi to Be the Difference. He's throwing some love. Hello, Clyde and Mills TV. How are you? Welcome to Storytime. I think you're new here to Storytime, but I'm certainly glad to have you to join me tonight. So glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Storytime. Sunshine is speaking to Pandy and throwing some love. Clyde Mills TV is saying Gigi Ray. Thank you so much. You all from transitioning over from Gigi's lab to Storytime. Be the Difference is saying hi to Pandy and Clyde Mills TV. Sunshine is saying thanks and prayers. Thank you, Sunshine. I appreciate it. Finest Wine Cooking says welcome to Clyde and throwing some love. Gigi says hey. He says thank you, Gigi, for bringing everybody over here for rating me for Storytime. I really appreciate it. I was trying to wait till the 9th hour. I was trying to hang with you. I was sharing with them. I think I'm losing my voice from being out there by the water today because of the pollen count. Hello, Edward Smart. How are you? How are you? So glad to have you join me for Storytime. And you were at the bayou with me earlier too today, Edward, and I appreciate you for hanging out with me during my serenity moment earlier today. I appreciate you. Clyde Mills says, thanks everyone, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're here as well. Thank you. Sunshine says hi to Clyde. Find the one, say everyone welcome, and please hit the like button as you enter. Thank you so much, Finest Wine. Gigi's saluting Edward Smart. Pandy says hi to Sunshine and Be the Difference. Clyde and Mills, Finest Wine. And Gigi's Gluten Free Lab and Edward Smart. Hello, Miss Full Roller. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us for Storytime. Glad to have you here. Gigi speaking to Sunshine. Sunshine says hi to Miss Full Roller. Be the Difference says hi to Miss Full Roller. Finest Wine says, but I would have jumped in that toilet water and got me some fish to fry. They were jumping up all around me. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to get me some kind of fishing gear, Finest Wine, because I mean, they were all on the edge, just jumping up in that water today. So I might have to get my friend's husband to hook up me some fishing gear and try my hand at it. I haven't fished in so many years. I used to fish with my father. Used to take us fishing a lot when we were small. And so it's been many years since I've tried my hand at fishing. I don't mind catching the fish, though. The problem is going to be if I don't have anybody out there with me who gonna take the fish off the hook, because I'm not touching it. I'm not. And I need somebody to bait my hook. I'm not touching it. No way. I'll throw the rod in there or whatever, the pole, and pull it out, but I'm not touching none of that stuff. So I'll need somebody to go with me when I decide to try my hand at fishing. Finest Wine speaking to Pandy. Throwing some love. Gigi speaking to Pandy. Finest Wine Cooking and Miss Full Roller. Be the Difference is speaking to Gigi. Sunshine People says I like fishing. Yeah, I do too, Sunshine. I just don't like I said, putting the bait on the hook and taking the fish off the hook. I don't like the way that stuff feels on your hand. Gigi's saying hello to Be the Difference and the McCrazies. McCrazy says I have that same issue. Yeah, I don't like touching that stuff. I don't like the way the fish. I'm having a personal summer. Y'all got to excuse me. Good grief. I don't like the way that fish feel when he's in your hand squirming around, and I don't like the way them worms and stuff feel. So, yeah, that's a big deal there. Pandy speaking to Miss Full Roller and throwing some love. And Edward Smart saying hey to Gigi, Miss Full Roller, and Pandy. And the McCrazy saying hey to Gigi. Gigi says, I've never been fishing before. What? So then I got to take you with me, Gigi, fishing, but you got to take my fish off the hook and put the bait on there. But we might have to take Anthony with us first, though, since you've never done it. I know how it goes, but I don't want to touch it. So we might have to take him with us. But it's real peaceful. It's real peaceful. I'm not a pro or anything at it. But I used to go all the time when we were young. And we would, and you know, of course, it was 5 of us, so 7 people in the house. So a lot of times my father would take us fishing, and we come back with coolers full of fish. He would also take us crabbing, and we would catch the land crab. But you know, as children, it's fun. So we would take the little broke off ends of broomsticks and whatever, and he'd take us, and there was this fenced in field, and we just go at it, just chasing those crab down. And once they grab onto the stick, we shake them over into the burlap bag. So that was a lot of fun back then. Gigi saying hi to Janet Ortega. Hello, Janet Ortega. Welcome to Storytime. Welcome back. So glad to have you. So glad to have you to join us. Janet says, yeah, I got you live. Yeah, okay, thank you. Gigi speaking. Janet, the McCrae says, my grandson used to take us. Oh, your grandma used to take you. Oh, yeah, we would go fishing and crabbing. We used to have a ball chasing those crab down. Finest Wine Cooking says, 12 likes, 17 in the room. Hit that button for our wonderful host, Miss Deborah GladTidings. Thank you, Finest Wine. Clyde Mills says, share out the stream. Thank you so much. Be the Difference Clothing says, I've never gone fishing. Oh, man, so you're going to have to go, Be the Difference, you're going to have to go with me and Gigi so you can experience the fishing. It's a wonderful thing. The McCrazies, where are you from? If you're talking to me, I'm from the bottom. I'm down there from the 305, from Miami, Florida. That's where I'm from. Gigi says, to Be the Difference Clothing, I hear that it's really relaxing. It is. Finest Wine says, do you know what kind of fish was in that bayou? No, I don't. I'm going to have to ask my friend. I really don't know what kind of fish are back there, but I'm sure it's freshwater fish. But I don't know what kind. I'm going to ask her what's back there too before I go fishing, and that's going to determine whether I'm going to catch them and throw them back, or whether I'm going to catch them and keep them, because I don't like mullets. I don't like mullets, so I don't know what they got back there. Sunshine People says, I lived on the lake and we caught trout. Oh, okay. The McCrae says, I'm from Oklahoma City. Oh, okay. Finest One says, all sucks. Miami in effect. Dade County. Finest One, what you know about that 305? The McCrae says, okay, I was curious about the crabs because we surely didn't have crabs in Oklahoma City. Oh, okay. Yeah, down in Florida. Finest Wine says, that's what's up, Sunshine. Was it good? Sunshine says, I'm allergic to mullet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like mullets. To me, they have a what is it? What kind of taste would a muddy kind of taste to me. So I don't like them. I tried them, but I don't like them. My favorite fish is red snapper. That's my favorite. But I do eat other kinds of fish. Edward Smart said, good fishing in Florida. Yeah, it's a lot of good fishing in Florida. That's for sure. You could just pull up on the side of a road somewhere and find you a good fishing hole. But thank you all for coming. Welcome. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, there are other places you could have chose to be tonight, but you chose to spend your time with me here in Storytime. Sunshine says snapper is bomb and a lot of bones. Yeah, a lot of bones. You got to be careful with them bones, that's for sure. But I like kingfish. I ate a lot of kingfish when I had my children, Sunshine, because less bones. You know, they have that big bone kind of in the center. So I did that so they could eat the fish. But my favorite is snapper. Be the Difference says, I don't like heads and tails. That's some good eating in the head of the fish. Be the Difference. You leaving a lot of meat behind in the head of the fish. Pandy says, yes, red snapper's delicious. Finest Wine says, I've never had red snapper. However, I've always wanted to try it. I hear it's one of the most expensive. Yeah, it is expensive and delicate, delicious. Yeah, it is expensive. Janet Ortega says, when I try to click on someone's channel, it doesn't give me the option. It says report, click, or cancel. Anyone know why? You know what, Janet? I was trying to click on somebody's channel when I was in GG's live, and it was giving me that same message. And I figured maybe it was something crazy I did. I don't know what's going on. I was getting that same exact message when I was trying to click on people's channels. So I don't know what's going on. So apparently it's not just me. So I really don't know, Janet. I don't know if anybody else is in here is having that problem. Let us know if you are. But I was definitely having that problem. I done passed out. Why you passed out be the difference? Because I said you're leaving good meat in that fish head. Pandy said, I noticed that today too. Okay, so we're not the only ones. Be the difference said to Jen Ortega, it's a YouTube glitch. Yeah, gotta be. Miss Fuller says, probably a recent change by YouTube. Be the difference says, it's the entire platform. Okay, so things are constantly changing and we're trying to figure this thing out, what's going on. Miss Fuller says, yes, I noticed it today too. Okay, I thought it was just me. I was like, what's going on? Why is this not letting me click on anybody's channel? Be the difference says, talking about the head. Okay. All right. I'm going to get into our story and then do a little reflection. Our story is a very, very quick one tonight. And I was hoping Powalindo transitioned over with you all because he was in Gigi's live. But anyways, before I go on, are there any birthdays in the house tonight? Any birthdays? If there's any birthdays, I sing the birthday song to you. Are there any birthdays? We've done all our birthdays for the month. For the people who are here. Sunshine says, I saw that too. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. With our story. It's a very, very short one. Alex Little flew over the meadow, and with a considerable amount of buzzing, the small creature settled on the top of Paulindo's head. Alex Little thought, it's perfect, as he made his landing. The pit stop for Alex Little was just a minute tour. But after he had rested for a short time, Alex Little made ready to fly away. But before Alex left, he begged Paulindo's pardon for having used his head as a resting place. You must be very glad to have me move on, Alex Little said. Alex Little was in Paulindo's world, but acted like Paulindo was in his. For some, Alex Little would have been as annoying as Dee Dee. But it didn't faze Paulindo. He's always used as a gathering place for such small insects. Besides, Paulindo was in a stress-free zone and replied to Alex Little, I see. Aren't you Mr. Punchy Pants? You really think you are that guy, don't you? It's all the same to me. I didn't even notice you sitting there. Powalindo was super smiley as he continued. I figured you would just eventually blow away. After all, it is quite breezy outside. So that concludes my story for tonight. It was a very, very short one. Shorter than, I think, the shortest one I've ever done. But it brought two scriptures to mind. And one is Proverbs 16, chapter 8, 16, verse 18 and 19, where it says, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. And the thing is, because we often think to ourselves that we are really more important in others' eyes, when really we're not as important as we think. And there's nothing wrong with self-love, because we need to have self-love. But we need to realize sometimes we're really not as important in our neighbor's eyes as we are, or as we think we are. Truth be told, as we think we are. And a lot of us are so high up on that pedestal and so full of ourselves that we take on the attitude that Alex Little had. So here he is thinking he was somebody of great importance to his neighbor by being there, and felt like Powalindo was supposed to feel so honored that he graced him with his presence. And it made me think of someone one time when they told me that and I don't know if they were joking or if they were serious, but they told me that I should have felt privileged to be in their presence. And so this is apparently how Alex felt when he was hanging around Powalindo. And Powalindo was like, I really could have cared less. Oh, gee, you're here. Wow, I hadn't even noticed. Insects pass along through here all the time and use me as a landing strip. But okay, since you feel that you made my day, okay, cool. And so sometimes we get so full of ourselves, that we're a little too full of ourselves. And but we have to remember that. That's what the word says, that having that kind of pride, and haughtiness about us sometimes cause us a great fall if we're not careful. And it says, better to be lowly in spirit along with the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. So it's better for us to be of a meek, a humble spirit, than to be so full of ourselves. The other one that came to mind was the one, Romans chapter 12, verses 3 and 4. And this one a lot of times also applies to us for those of you who do go to any type of religious institute, your place of worship. And we know there are people put into place who are given titles for the governing of the organization and governing the body of Christ. And even in your everyday working on your jobs, you can reflect and think about those that are put in authority positions over us, supervisors, managers, in those types of positions. And a lot of times people let those positions get to them and make them have the same kind of attitude that Alex had, and they're so full of themselves and high and mighty in that position that they look down their noses at people beneath the title where they've been placed. And so you'll have these supervisors and managers, and in a church you'll have these pastors and prophets and different people in those different positions. And those people get so consumed with the position of authority that they forget, that they're human and can make mistakes and all these different things just like you or I. And so Romans 12 and 3 and 4, it says, for by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the faith of God. The faith God has distributed to each of you. So he gives each of us a certain amount of faith, wisdom, knowledge. He says that he gives that sort of stuff liberally to anyone who wants it. You see, so we forget and we get consumed with these positions, and we have these big I's and these little U's. And it says, for just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. And that is so true. But even so, from a natural perspective, we all have different gifts. And it makes me think about this journey in the YouTube streets. When you hear people talk about different people that are hating on them or jealous of them, or you have different people trying to sabotage them, and stuff like that. But we're all different. Everybody's a different content creator. And their gifts are just different. So we all have different gifts that has been given to each of us, and we can all use those gifts when it comes to coming together as a body in an organization to achieve a goal. We can all bring those together because as one, we all make up that one body, that one operating process, but we have different functions. You see, and different gifts, different talents, different abilities. It's just like you have some people who are just a task-oriented person in an organization, but then you have somebody who's innovative, creative, And so we bring all of these gifts together when we come together in these different places, in these different establishments, organizations. And we have to remember that there's no big I's and little U's. We all have a job to do and a part in the process. And I thought about that when it says about the different functions, and just how different each and every one of us are. You have Finest Wine cooking. His specialty is cooking. That's what he does, and he's done that thing so much that he's perfected it. You have Shawana's Creative Circle, and if you go and visit her page, you'll see how creative she is. And I look at that stuff she does, and I'm like, how does she come up with this? Where does she, and you've probably heard me say it before, I'm still amazed at even how she does with the graphics and the editing and all that, how she actually had Jessica, I think that's her name, walk through the door as a delivery package, walk through the door. I don't have a clue. I'm still trying to figure out how. You heard Gigi trying to walk me through dropping a link in this stream the other day. But we all have our individual gifts and talents. We all have a different function. But when we bring them all together, we can work collectively as a body. And as a body, when you're working collectively, you can get so much more accomplished than if you had, how does they say that expression? All these Indian chiefs, and not enough Indians. And so I was thinking about that as I was reading this. And it goes on to say, like I said, we have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophecy, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it, then that's what you do. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is encouraging, like I was in the Difference Clothing, looking at one of her videos today about the her question. It was a question posed, what kind of coffee are you? And when I was looking at her break that thing down about that coffee grind and the revelation she gave me with that, and how it's pressed and matched, that one bean, and how effective that one bean could be once it's pressed. And she used the analogy of the coffee bean about us. And you all really got to go back to see it and get what she was talking about. But just saying how we can spread ourselves, out and help others. So I thought about that just now when I saw here in this passage where it says, if it is serving, if your gift is serving, then serve. But I think a lot of people do not realize what some gifts really are. I think a lot of people don't realize that serving, being of service, it is a gift. It truly is a gift. And a lot of people, I think, don't understand that. And it says, if it is teaching, teach. So if you got something to teach and it's teaching, teach. If it is encouraging, encourage. Then go ahead and give that encouragement for us, because it's greatly needed. And especially at times like this, where we have these periods of isolation. And, I was listening to that Tricka Living earlier when she was saying how she's feeling a little overwhelmed with having to, women, first of all, I think women in general have a lot going on outside of these times that we have now. I think we have a lot going on because we have so many roles to play. We have so many hats to change, and we have to change those hats so quickly. And so I was just thinking about what she was saying earlier about how she's trying to be a mother while at the same time trying to be an employee, and all of this in the same environment at one time, and having to be able to juggle all those different hats at the same time. Because normally if you're a working parent, you get up in the morning and you put on that work hat and you go on to work. Then when you leave work, you come home. And a lot of times for me, I wouldn't even change my clothes. I just kick off my shoes, throw on my apron, and I'm cooking dinner while I'm running back and forth to the table doing homework with the children. And so to have all of that going on all at one time, it's a lot. So we need these times, of encouragement. So if your gift outside of what you do from YouTube or inside of what you do, if your gift is encouraging, then do it, because you never know who needs that encouragement at the time that you're encouraging. And I think I might have seen someone saying hi to, I don't know if it's Heaven Sent that made it in, but just the other night I felt fine during the day, emotionally wise. And that night when I went to bed, Heaven Sent, I saw the thing flash across my screen, a notification for something. And when I went to look at the notification, Heaven Sent had posted a video of her singing that song. I think is something like, I don't think she called it that, but it was the lyrics. I think it was His Eyes on the Sparrow. And I love that song. And I began to watch her video. And then as I began to watch her video, I was just so encouraged just by that song. And then it took me to a place of worship. And then I found myself just going through her videos. And each time I looked at a video, it just enhanced that mode, one video after the next. It went from that to watching one where some young people were miming. And from that, and before I knew it, I was deep in tears, just praising, not tears of sorrow, but just tears of thankfulness and tears of joy, but just being encouraged through watching a content creator's craft. And so if that's your craft, like I said, Be the Difference Clothing is always encouraging people. And so I like that. So if that's your gift, then encourage. And it says, if it is giving, then give generously. Giving is a gift. Everybody can't do it. It is a gift. and it says, if giving is your gift, give generously. The law of grace is others first. If your gift is giving, then give. If your gift is to lead, then lead. But when you lead with the understanding that you're not greater than those who lead. Yes, you should be a good leader, and a good leader engenders other good leaders. But don't lead with the haughty attitude like Alex in our story tonight. Lead and be governed by the fruit of the Spirit. And do it diligently. And if your gift is to show mercy, then do it cheerfully. That took me back to the story we listened to, I think it was Monday night, when we had Oreo Mouse was one of the featured characters, and the other character had to show mercy. So if that is within you, then show mercy and do it cheerfully. So those were the scriptures that came to mind with our story tonight. And so we have to be mindful. And there is no I in team. We have to always remember that when you're put in a position where you have to come together and bring your gift, your talents to work with somebody else for a common cause, a common goal. Like I said, whether it's in your church organization, worship organization, whatever you want to call it, or whether it's on your job, there is no I in team. And I think oftentimes people forget that, and they take on that approach and that attitude as our character Alex. But the good part, we thank God for people like the character Powalindo, who didn't take it personal. You see? And I think that's another thing, we have to know not to take everything so personal. And I think when we reach that point, then we can work on some of those other areas in our life to make us, along with other people, a better, a more cohesive team. But like I said, it was one of my shortest stories, but that's what came to me after looking at the characters in the story, Alex, Little, and Powalindo. And I hope that you all enjoy the story as well as my reflection. Let's see who walked in the midst of me talking. We have, I see some birthday cake. Let me see, I must have missed something. Okay, Janet, okay, Pandy says, my bad, I read that wrong. A cake, okay. Oh, wait, let me back a little further. Hello, Proverbs 31 woman, how are you? Welcome to Story Time. I don't know when you walked in. Our story was a short one tonight, and I did a little reflection afterwards, and I hope that you were able to catch them both and were blessed by it, enjoyed it. The McCrazy says, wow. Then Penny said, my bad, that's wrong. And she said, joy. Okay, B, the difference says, hi to AK and A channel. Hello, AK, A and K channel. So glad that you were able to join us tonight for story time. Like I said, I don't know when you walked in. I hope that you made it in time to catch our story. It was a short one and a reflection. Janet says April 3rd is my B-Day. Okay, so Janet, you had a birthday that passed already. Okay, so I can still sing. Happy birthday to you, Janet. So Janet, which song would you like? Would you like the traditional birthday song, happy birthday song. Would you like Marilyn Monroe style? Would you like Stevie Wonder style or the Two Live Crew? So while you're trying to think about that, I'm going to continue down and see who walked in. So that's Marilyn Monroe, Stevie Wonder, Two Live Crew, or the traditional birthday song. Be the difference speaking to A and K channel and Proverbs 31 woman. Janet A and K says, hi everyone, good morning from the other side. Oh wow, okay, big difference in the time zone. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. And throwing some love. Be the difference says thanks to Pandy. Gigi says hello to Proverbs 31 woman. Be the difference says happy birthday to Janet Ortega. Many more happy healthy ones. Proverbs 31 woman says hello to Gigi. Miss Furrow says happy belated birthday to Janet, and mine was 2 days before yours. And we sang happy birthday to Miss Furrow. We rocked the house and went on over to 50 and had a party for Miss Furrow. Proverbs 31 woman says amen. Be the difference clothing says living sacrifice. Yes, yes. Present ourselves a living sacrifice. Yes. A and K channel says to be the difference clothing. Hi boo. Throw some kisses. The McCrazy says happy birthday month to Janet Ortega. Gigi says happy belated birthday. And it Be the Difference Clothing and Janet. Be the Difference says whoop whoop to Janet. Janet says thanks guys for the wishes. Pandy says happy birthday to Janet. Rico's in the house. How are you, Rico? How are you? Welcome to Story Time. I hope you caught the story and the reflection. But I'm glad to have you. Be the Difference is saying hi to Rico. Miss Furrow is saying hi to Rico. Sunshine People says amen. Sunshine says hi to Rico. Rico says hi to Pandy. Gigi, Be the Difference. Gigi says hello to Rico. Finest Wine Cooking Channel is throwing some love out. A and K channel is throwing out some love with the medical sign on it. I think that's the symbol. Rico Bazaar speaking to Miss Full Roller and Sunshine Be the Difference saying yes. Clyde Mills TV saying hey to Rico. Pandy saying still here eating salad, listening. Thank you, Pandy. Appreciate you hanging out. Pandy saying hey to Rico. Peace, love, and hope is in the house. Hello, hello. Peace, love, and hope. I don't know when you walked in. I hope you walked in time to catch our story and our reflection. So glad to have you here in story time. Gigi saying yes to Be the Difference Clothing taught that thing today. Gigi says hello to Peace, Love, and Hope. Peace, Love, and Hope. And I actually think I featured you in one of my stories before. I don't remember which one. You'd have to replay to find it. But I think I did feature you in one of my stories. And Miss Furrow is saying hi at Pandy, Hair Candy, and more. I can't see that little symbol, Miss Furrow, but I guess Pandy know what you're referring to. And Rico saying hi at Clyde Mills. A and K channel is throwing out the heart with the symbol. I think again, like I said, that's the medical symbol. Clyde Mills TV saying hi to Rico. I was looking forward to your reasons why people do not like to go live. Backyard Gardener is saying hello. Hello, Backyard Gardener. So glad you can join us. I don't know when you walked in, but I hope you were in time to catch the story and the reflection. Clyde Mills says very, very true. Women have a whole lot going on. Yeah, we do. We do. A lot of times, I think we got so much going and we're holding everybody down, but we don't have nobody to hold us down. And I'll be wanting to say, well, what about me? But yeah, we have a lot going on, a lot of hats to change into. It made me think about that Ambiance commercial years ago. The woman said she could bring home the bacon fried up in the pan and never let him forget he's a man. So we have all that stuff going on. And Pandy speaking to Backyard Gardener. Be the Difference says, Miss Full Roller speaking to Backyard Gardener. Gigi saying, welcome to the live, everyone. Clyde and Mill TV is saying hi to Backyard Gardener. Finest Wine Channel saying prayers up and love. Thank you, sweetie. Gigi saying story time every Monday and Wednesday and Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for dropping that in the chat for me, Gigi. Yes, story time is Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights, 10 o'clock Eastern time. If I change it, I usually throw up a little brief message because a lot of times that's gauged based on how I'm feeling physically with the the medical stuff I have going on. So that would dictate any change in that. But other than that, it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, the McCrazy say indeed. Sunshine People says right. Frank G's in the house. How are you, Frank G? Your new place is shaping up nicely. So glad that you can join us. Frank says, I'm here watching you on the TV. All right, Frank, I appreciate you. I hope you came in time to catch it. Gigi says hi to Backyard Gardener, and I'm going to get me a few containers soon. All right. Gigi going to try her black thumb and see if she can turn it green. That's all right. Nothing beats a failure but a try, Gigi. That's all right there. Pandy says hey to Frank G. The McCrazy says yes and throwing some love. Gigi saying hi to Frank. Miss Furroll saying hi to Frank. Be the Difference says loved it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Be the Difference. Thank you so much. Frank is saying hi to Pandy and Gigi. Be the Difference is shouting out Frank. Frank is shouting out Miss Full Roller. Clyde Mills is shouting out Backyard Garden and says, I want some snow. Oh, wow. I don't know. We might be past that plateau. I don't know, Clyde Mills. I think probably by the time summer kicks in full time, I might be wishing for the snow. You might be on to something. Frank is saying, hey, to Be the Difference. Gigi says, I enjoyed every bit of it, sis. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Gigi. Frank G TV says, I watch your live on my TV. Oh, that's Frank, you want to see my face that big and wide? Thank you. Be the Difference says, me too, to Gigi Gluten Free Lab. Clyde Mills says, smash the like button and share the amazing host out. Thank you, Clyde Mills TV. Be the Difference says, laugh out loud. Gigi says, to Be the Difference clothing, you guys are teaching today. Be the Difference says, like minds. All right. IC says, hello, how are you, Deborah? I'm glad. IC, did you see your little small cameo in there? So glad that you joined us. IC was featured tonight, you all. Did you pay attention? Where I had IC a little fast cameo in there. I hope you all didn't miss it. Clyde Mills says, is shouting out A&K channel. Be the Difference says hi to IC. Gigi saying hi to IC speaking back to Be the Difference in Gigi. We have 10 Bells in the house. Hi, how are you? So glad you were able to join us again for story time, 10 Bells. Good evening. I hope you had a great day. Hope you got in time to hear the story and the reflection. A&K channel says hi to Clyde Mills TV and hi Boo and throwing out some kisses. Be the Difference says hi to Tim Vales. Frank G says hi to IC. Tim Vales says I just got here. Okay, so you may have missed Tim Vales. You may have missed the story and the reflection, but you can always catch it on replay. But I'm certainly glad to have you here with us. IC says my birthday is tomorrow. Oh, wow. IC's birthday is tomorrow, and tomorrow is an off day for story time. So, IC, I can either sing happy birthday to you tonight, if you want. I'm going to sing happy birthday to Janet Ortega, and Janet wants the Stevie Wonder version. And, or IC, I can sing it happy birthday to you story time on Friday. So, while you're thinking about that, IC, what you want me to do, also think about which song you want. The traditional birthday, the traditional birthday, the Stevie Wonder, the Marilyn Monroe, or the Two Live Crew. So you think about that for a few minutes, IC, and tell me when you want me to sing it. Tim Vale says, hey to everybody. Pandy says, hey to IC. Glenda Davis is in the house. It's her first time, she says. Thank you, Glenda, for joining us. I don't know when you walked in. I hope you were able to catch story time and the reflection, but if not, you'll have to pick it up on replay. But we're certainly glad to have you here tonight. Okay, so Janice decided she wanted the Stevie Wonder version. All right. And Gigi, speaking to IC, says IC's birthday is tomorrow. A&K Channel says what's that? Nice. What's that? Ecstasy? I'm not sure if it's a misspell. I don't know what I'm reading. Clyde Mills, but it says nice tutorial on how to kill bacteria with sanitizers. Okay, so AKA, I guess they're saying you did one on how to kill bacteria. Okay. And Tim Vales is saying hi to Janet. Gigi saying hello to Davis and welcome to live. IC saying hey to Pandy, and I've been busy. I'm still working. Okay, IC, and I'm so glad that you could join us while you were working. Let's see. Oh, Creative Creole is in the house. How you doing, Creative Creole? I enjoyed your little. I love that video I watched of you today. Your challenge, that was so nice, unique. That was nice. Seems like I missed something here. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, birthday. All right, I see. You said she said work. Thank you, boo. Okay, A&K Channel is saying thank you to Clive and Mills. Okay, I gotta back up a little bit. I see something about special prayers. Okay, Icy says she still works. Tim Vale says to be the difference high. Miss Full Roller saying hey and happy birthday. Glenn Davis says thanks to Gigi. The Crazy says asking for a special prayer that I survived the classes while taking care of the kids and homeschooling them. Okay, most definitely. Yeah, that it's a lot. It is. I'm a teacher, and I'm a special ed teacher, so I know what it is for you all dealing with the teaching of the students and the whole homeschooling aspect of it. So most definitely. And Gigi's saying about Icy's birthday. Icy says thanks to Miss Furola. Be the difference says happy birthday. Okay, to IC. Pandy saying happy birthday to IC early. Tenville says hi to Frank. Gigi says happy birthday in advance to IC. IC saying thank you to Pandy and thank you to Be the Difference. Gigi says I love a challenge. And IC says thank you, Gigi. Tenville says I missed everything. Lord have mercy. Yeah, but the good part about it, Tenville, you can go catch it on replay. So that's the good part about it. So all isn't totally lost cause. Be the Difference closer says Aries season. Laugh out loud. Frank G says I've been watching your live. Thank you. The Creative Creole says we're tuned in, Miss Deborah. I know that the Creative Creole, the children are probably disappointed with such a short story tonight. Tell them I apologize. I know they are all tuned in all the time, but I appreciate and you let them know that I appreciate, even though the story time wasn't for them, you let them know I appreciate them enjoying story time. Gigi saying hey to Creative Creole. Be the Difference is saying hey to Creative Creole. Clyde Mills says I loved it. I loved it as well. You are an amazing host. Thank you, Clive and Mills. Thank you so much. Icy says, thank you. I missed it. Have to watch the replay. Tim Vale says, Deborah, I'm sorry I missed story time and everything. That's okay. I'm glad you're here to just chat with me. It happens. You know, I do understand. We all got a lot going on besides story time and YouTube. Creative Creole saying hi to Gigi. Miss Jacilla TV. Jesus Christ is Lord. Amen is in the house. She says at Deborah Glad Tidings. Good morning. host from the UK. Thank you for tuning in all the way from the UK on a different time zone, Miss Drusilla. We appreciate you. She says it's 49 minutes past 3 in the early morning. I have not gone to sleep yet. How are you coping? I saw you earlier watching a boat. Yes, thank you for taking time to tune in, and I want to thank you so much. And yes, thank you for tuning in earlier when I was out there with my serenity moment, with the camera pointed out there at that boat and that lake and those beautiful bird sounds and stuff. I thank you for tuning in then, and I especially thank you for tuning in now. The Creole says, "Hi, be the different to be the difference clothing." Ten Veils is speaking to Clive and Mills. I see saying, "Hey, the Creole." Gigi speaking to Miss Drusilla, and Creole saying, "Hi to IC." Tim Vale says, "I'll catch you on the replay." I appreciate it. Creole saying, "Happy birthday to IC." Drusilla TV says, "Just giving you 23rd thumbs up." Thank you so much, sweetie. IC says, "Yes, tonight." So IC wants her song tonight as well. Okay, so we got to sing Happy Birthday Stevie Wonder to Janet. And IC, did you come up with your... Oh, okay, IC wants Stevie Wonder. Pandy says, "Hi to Creole." IC says, "Thank you, Stevie Wonder." And the Creole says, "Hi to Pandy." Drusilla, it says to Gigi, "Good morning, darling." Tim Vales, let's see, jumped here. Okay, Tim Vales is saying happy birthday to Janet. A&K Channel is saying happy birthday to IC in advance. Drusilla says, "How are you coping?" I'm doing pretty good. You know, it's a day at a time and just making the best of the situation like everybody else. Like I said, that's why I had to get out of the house early today and have that serenity moment, because the walls felt like they were closing in on me, Drusilla. But otherwise, I'm coping pretty good. Clive and Mills, speaking of Tin Veils, says, "What is the NYCH thing about?" I guess they know what you're asking. And then Glenda Davis says, "I missed it, but I will catch it on replay." Thank you, Glenda. Be the difference. Speaking to Glenda. IC says, "I can't connect with anyone. YouTube having issues right now." Yeah, I see we were talking about that earlier, because I thought I was the only one. I found out from Pandy and Miss Full Roll and Sunshine Peoples. We all were having that problem. Hello, Oreo Mouse. How are you? So glad that you can join us for story time. I don't know if you came in time to catch the story and the reflection, but we're glad to have you, as always. And Gigi is trying to stay safe. Is telling Drusilla she hopes she's trying to stay safe and keeping the faith. The Creative Creole says, "Thanks." Miss Deborah, IC says, "No, I'm not working right now. I was saying I've been still working, so I'm not on YouTube as much." Oh, okay, all right. The Creative says, I noticed that too. Can't click to go to people's channel." Yeah, we're all having that problem. Oreo Mouse says, "I missed everything too." Yeah, Oreo Mouse, but the good part about it is you can catch it on replay. And I appreciate you being here, even though you missed it. Glenda says, "Hi, guys." Glenda Davis. Gigi says, "Welcome to the live." To Oreo Mouse. The McCrazy says, "Yes, I'm a college student taking the second 8 weeks. I have a 7th grader, a 3rd grade life skills, and a pre-K student. Oh my goodness. I most definitely need prayer." Yeah, teaching, the McCrazy's teaching is definitely a challenging job. And I was making a joke about it the other day when I said we were talking about drinking coffee, and I was saying coffee was my go-to for my nerves with the teaching. I said, opposed to some teachers, they chose to go ahead and hit the bottle. But yeah, it is a very challenging job, and we're the most underpaid people out there. But if you're really into it for that thing that a lot of people don't have these days, intrinsic pride. If you're not in it for that, it's a profession you will not hang with. Usually when you see teachers who's been there for years and years and years and years and years, that's why they were there, because they really believe deep down in their heart that they could make the difference in those students' lives. I was looking at a survey once that the state had done, and the results showed that the average students that go to college to be teachers never even grace a classroom, because once they start looking into different things, and especially when you're talking about the monetary aspect of it, they never even make it to the classroom. And if a teacher typically makes it past the 5th year, then most likely they'll stick with the profession. And I know that when I was in grad school for being an educator, I had to do it. I went to, for that particular graduate degree, I went to Valdosta, and I entered in a program that paid for my education for teaching. And the obligation was for me to stay. I had to commit to stay in that profession for at least 5 years. And I was trying to figure out why. What was the significance to the 5th year? But once I got into the profession and I was teaching, what I found is by the 5th year is that breaking point. Either you're going to stick with it or you're going to say, this is not for me. And that's how I found out why the 5th year was so significant. But you hang in there. I know what you're going through. It is a tough, challenging profession. But hang on in there. Ori Mouse is saying hi to Gigi. The Crib Creole says they are listening now. We appreciate you. I appreciate you all so much. Oreo Mouse says thanks to Gigi. I missed it too. Be the Difference says hi to Oreo Mouse. The McCrazy says I enjoy story time. I've never seen a story time like this. For those of you who are new to story time, and I keep jumping a little ahead of me. For those of you who are new here to story time, I am a published author, and this is my book, and it's titled My Struggle and Broken Pieces, A Healing for My Soul. And what's going to happen is eventually I'm going to be reading excerpts from that story, reading excerpts from my book. So even though I'm reading stories, I'm going to be reading from my book. And so that's why I call these a prelude to story time. They're stories, but it's a prelude. However, also these little stories are my way of shouting out to the other YouTubers, the other content creators and stuff. Rather than the traditional, I want to shout out to Gigi's Gluten Free Lab. I want to shout out to ICI. I do it in the form of a story. So we can enjoy the story as well as all of the content creators can get their names shouted out, featured in a story. So my crazies, that's why my story time is that way. So in the future, I will be reading from my book, but I still will be doing these little cute stories because this is my way, like I said, of shouting out to the other, featuring the other YouTubers. So I'll be doing both. Gigi saying praying for the Mac Crazies. Or your mom says hello to Be the Difference. The Mac Crazy says thank you to Gigi. Jasilla says you are welcome always, host. Clyde Mills is speaking to Glenda, says I love that scripture. The one God loves, he chastens one. He chastens is one of my favorites. Oh, okay. Hello, Miss YT Cheerleader. Whoop, whoop, whoop is in the house. What's up, Vernis? How are you, sweetie? I guess you probably missed story time too, in the reflection, but we're always glad to see your face in the place. Or mine says, I'm fine, and you? Jenna Ortega says, thank you so much for the song. You're so welcome. McCrazy says, happy birthday, IC. Glenda says, hi to Clyde Mills. IC says, thank you to McCrazies. Tim Ville says, hi, and dancing. Verna's Closet, she says, hi. Verna says, hello to all in the chat. Be the Difference says, hey to Verna's. Clyde Mills says, now you have to go to your comment section and search the person out before doing that. Before doing what, Clyde Mills? Verna says to Tinville's, hey sis, and hey to Be the Difference. The McCrazy says, you mentioned being a teacher. I want you to know I appreciate you for what you do. I couldn't do it. Yes, not only am I a teacher, I am a special education teacher. So that makes it even more the challenging. But I enjoy what I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't have been doing it because they sure weren't paying me enough. But yes, I enjoy it. It's those moments, that I see the students thriving that really brightens my heart. And I actually miss them. Clyde Mill says, happy birthday, I see. Pandy says, nice live stream, Deborah. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, Pandy. The Creole says, good night. Good night to Pandy. Ms. Foro says, good night to Pandy. Gigi says, good night to Pandy. IC says, thank you to Clyde Mills. Clyde Mills speaking in Vernon's junk closet. Oriole Mouse says, good night to Pandy. IC says, good night to Pandy. Pandy says, good night to everybody. Bernie says hi to Clyde Mills. The McCrazy says, Deborah, that's incredible. Be the Different Clothing says, bye to Pandy. Clyde Mills says, Vernon's junk closet, I really love your intro and you are pretty too. Water is my muse. Okay. Vernon, I was looking at some nice pictures you took on IG. They're really nice. Clyde Mills says thank you to Bermuda. Says Bermuda is amazing. Coco Tellum is in the house. How are you? So welcome. So glad to have you join us. I probably figure you may have missed the story and the reflection, but it's always glad to see you in the house. So glad to have you. Gigi speaking to Vernon. Vernon says, I will watch the replay. Ms. Full Roller says, hi to Vernon. Gigi speaking to Coco Tellum. IC speaking to Coco. Vernon says, hey to Gigi. Coco says, hey to Gigi. Vernon says, hi to Ms. Full Roller. How are you? Coco says, hi to IC. Ms. Full Roller says to Vernon's junk closet, I'm good. How are you? And Be the Difference is speaking to Coco Tatum. Coco Tatum is saying hi to Be the Difference. Clyde Mills is saying you need to search people out different from the stream or get to your comment section in YouTube Studio to do people's channels. Clyde and Mills, if you're talking about when I do my featured people in the stories, I assume that's what you're talking about. That's what I do. That's where I pull from my pool of subscribers. So people who are subscribed to me or I'm subscribed to them, that's where I pull the names from. And normally a lot of times the stories could have a lot. I've had in excess of 50-something characters featured in a story. And then sometimes 2. It just depends. Your name would be featured in the story. You would be either a person, place, or thing, depending on what your YouTube name is. So you may not just always be a person. It's just how your name is. That's how I pick the names and just put it in as it flows in the story. As a matter of fact, let me tell you who all were the characters in the story tonight. It was a short story, but I had more characters than I anticipated. Alex Little is a YouTuber. Powalindo is a YouTuber. Most of you probably saw Powalindo in Gigi's live prior to me going live. sPurrfect is a YouTuber, and it's spelled IT''S Purrfect. That's a YouTuber. Minute Tour is a YouTuber. Who else? Annoying as DD is a YouTuber. Gathering Place is a YouTuber. Stress Free Zone is a YouTuber. IC, everybody knows IC is here. Punchy Pants is a YouTuber. That Guy is a YouTuber. Super Smiley is a YouTuber. And Quite Breezy is a YouTuber. So those were all of the YouTubers featured in the story tonight. So for those of you, like I said, it's your first time here, that's how I feature the YouTubers, by pulling from my pool of subscribers or people who I'm subscribed to. And that's where I get the names from to be featured in the story. I'm going to, at this time, sing the Stevie Wonder song to IC and Janet. I was kind of losing my voice because earlier today I was out by the lake, and I think the pollen count was a little high. All right, let's see. I'm not the best a singer here, but I'm gonna try to get through this Stevie Wonder song. I'll be trying to read the lyrics while I'm trying to hear the tune in my head. All right, here we go. All right. You know, it doesn't make much sense. There ought to be a law against anyone who takes offense at a day in your celebration. Because we all know it's our minds that there ought to be a time that we can set aside to show just how much we love you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. 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 See, they made my job easy. Yay! Happy birthday. Happy birthday to IC and Janet. So glad you all had a birthday. Hey, let's do the Two Live Crew version, you all, for Janet and IC. So what I want you all to do is, when I get to that part that says, what's that number one birthday sign or favorite birthday sign, I want you all to throw in the stream Aries. Now, I know we all think our birthday is the favorite sign, but we ain't doing Capricorn and Taurus and all them people. So this is an Aries thing. So when I get to that part and I say, what's that favorite or number one birthday sign, I want y'all to throw it in the chat real quick and say Aries. All right. What's that number one zodiac sign? Aries. What's that number one zodiac sign? Aries. Is it Capricorn? No. Is it Libra? No. Is it Aquarius? No. Is it Scorpio? No. Go, Icy. It's your birthday. Go, Icy. It's your birthday. Get busy. It's your birthday. Go, Icy. It's your birthday. Go, Janet. It's birthday. Go, Janet. It's your birthday. Icy's working that thing out. Janet working that thing out. Icy working that thing out. What's that number one zodiac sign? Aries. What's that number one zodiac sign? Aries. Is it Taurus? No. Is it Capricorn? No. Is it Leo? No. Is it... Whew, I'm out of breath. But thank you all for participating in the birthday song. Icy and Janet's happy birthday. May you be blessed with many, many more. We got everybody dancing and throwing that Aries out there. That's all right. I know you all didn't ask for that version, but I just had to go ahead and throw it in there. Thank you all for participating, throwing Aries in the stream. I know we all think our own birthday is the favorite, but we celebrating our Aries this month. Let's see what we got here. Whew, I'm out of breath. Hey, Trick of Living, how are you? So glad you came in and joined us. You missed the story time, but we're always glad to have you. Oh, okay, Clyde Mills, you says, oh, you talking about how I can still connect with people with the glitch. Oh, okay. Well, I hadn't been able to connect with anybody, Clyde Mills, and I think that's what the rest were saying, that nobody was able to connect with anybody. Trick of Living, so glad that you joined us. Icy says still here. Then Clyde Mills says, I'm glad you misunderstood it, and now I get to understand story time more, and I'm new here too. Okay. I'm so glad to have you though. Kingdom Boy says hi. Kingdom Boy, I hope you're starting to feel a little better. Need to take something for that sore throat. And Vernon says, yes, sang. Be the difference says, laugh out loud. Hey, be the difference, yeah, because you wouldn't tell us what you knew about that 305 the last time or about that 2-Light Crew. Icy says, yes. The crazies throwing up the music notes. Icy says, hey, got the confetti going. Coco tell them dancing. Miss Full dancing. I think Miss Full like to dance. Miss Full, you like to dance? Be the difference is dancing. Bernie says, woohoo, happy birthday. Icy says, I'm getting old. Nah, Icy, don't look at it that way. Just say you're getting better. Like wine, you know they say that best wine, they mash them grapes over and over and over again till it aged to perfection. So don't say you're getting older, just say you're getting wiser, better, stronger. Creative Creole is dancing. Berners is dancing. The McCrazy is dancing. Creative Creole says, hey. Clyde Mills is speaking to Coco Tellum. Says your seafood boy collab intro was super. Creative Creole says happy birthday, y'all. Icy says thank you so much. Throwing kisses. Kisses back at you, Icy. Be the difference says no. Icy, your age is like me. Hello, Shewana's in the house. Hello, Shewana Creative Circle. I was talking about you earlier and those amazing creations you have going on over there on your channel. She's saying happy birthday, ladies. Trick Living, he's saying happy birthday to IC. The Creative Creole saying she's dancing and clapping. Clyde Mills is dancing. Creative Creole dancing, clapping. IC says thank you, Sister Vernon. Miss Furrow says Aries. Creative Creole throwing the confetti. Jacinta says joyous birthday to the celebrants. Trick Living says my son's birthday was yesterday. Oh, tell him happy birthday. Icy says, thank you, right? Laugh out loud to be the difference. Vernon says, Deborah, you are bad. 2-Light Crew. Yeah, I can't give them the explicit version. Vernon. Miss Furrow says, Aries rock the house. All right. The Crazy says, Aries. Trick Living says, hey to Gigi. Clyde Mills says, great singing. Thank you. I lost my voice, though, earlier. Trick is throwing in Aries. Everybody's throwing in Aries. The Creole says, yes. Icy says, thank you to Trick Living. And says, Aries. Be the difference says, no. Jusilla threw in Aries. Icy says, hey, Trick of Living is dancing. Vernus Junk Closet says, go. I see it's your birthday. That's right. Get busy. It's your birthday. Be the Difference says, Aries all day. All day, Aries. Miss Full Roller speaking the Trick to Living and saying birthday to her son. Happy birthday to her son. The Crazies is dancing and throwing up Aries out there and music notes. The Creel says, I can't do it. I can't lie. Oh, man. Creator Creole, you could do it for the Aries tonight. You could do it for the Aries. That is too funny. That is too funny. Be the Difference says, laugh out loud. I just said it's Virgo. Okay, now I told you all earlier to just go along. I mean, we know everybody thinks their sign is the best, but we celebrating the Aries tonight. Just tell you the same zodiac as my mom, the Virgo. Creole goes, no. IC's laughing and says, thank you, everyone. This is great. Creole still saying no. Gigi says Aries. Miss Foro says Aries. Rocking the house. Be the Difference says, I loved it. Creole says, go IC. Go Janet. IC speaking to Shiwana. Clyde Mills says Aries. Be the Difference says, I'm an Aries too. Okay. Clyde Mills says no. Trick of Living says, thank you, Sarah. I did a little Zoom birthday party for him and decorate. He was so happy. I'm sure he was. Everybody wants a party, I tell you. The Creole says yes. Gigi says hey. Clyde Mills says no. Be the Difference says hi. The Trick of Living. She says yeah, it's Aries. Good comeback, Gisela. Good comeback. Icy says, I love it. Thank you so much. You're quite welcome, Icy. I enjoy it. I think I have more fun singing the birthday song to you all than you all probably have getting the birthday song. I look forward to it more than you all. Look, when I don't have any birthdays, I'll be kind of disappointed. Icy says, thank you to Creole. The McCrazy says, good night, everyone. It's time for me to study. Okay, good studies, and our prayers go up for you, McCrazy, with your studies. Miss Foro says to be the different clothing. All right, now my Aries sister. Creole says I loved it. Jusilla says good night, or shall I say good morning? Yes, Jusilla, good morning. Get some rest and be safe. Gigi says amen. And as are your Aries. No, she's a Virgo. Gigi. Jusilla's a Virgo. Shiwana says, I see, happy birthday. Giselle says, no way. IC says, thank you, it's tomorrow, but just signing now. And the Creole says, hi, the Tricker. Miss Foro says, yes, I do, Miss Deborah. Love it. I'm glad you enjoy it, Miss Forola. IC says, right, laugh out loud, Deborah, true. Be the Difference says, yay, to Miss Forola. Just says, I belong to the best of the stars, although I don't believe in astrology. Yeah, I don't follow it too tough either, but you know, it's always fun to celebrate and shout it out in song, Jusilla, for the birthday person. I have a lot of fun with it. Be Different says we pulling snacks at Miss Full Roller. Trigger says, hi, Creative Creole, how are you? Gigi speaking to Shawana. Miss Full Roller to the Be the Difference clothing. She says, I know, right? Janet Ortega's throwing all kind of mad love across the screen. Cindy's in the house. How are you, Cindy? And Cindy saying happy birthday and throwing some love across the screen for IC and Janet, the birthday people. Creator Creole says, I'm good. Tatrika and thanks. Hope your son enjoyed his birthday. IC says, my brother that passed a little over a year ago birthday is the same day as mine tomorrow. Oh, wow. That's a bittersweet sweet time for you, IC. But be encouraged. Hold your head up. And IC says, thanks to Cindy. The Creole says, hi to Cindy. She want to sing hi to Gigi and Miss Full Roller. Icy says thank you all, and she's throwing kisses and love out. Clyde Mills is speaking to Drusilla and says, does the shirt and mug ship worldwide? I guess you know what she's talking about. Be the difference is speaking to Shawana. Ms. Furrow says, my condolences to IC. Trickle Living says, yes, he enjoyed. Creative, thank you. IC said, thanks to Ms. Furrow. Shawana says, hey, to Be the Difference Clothing. Cindy says hello at the Creative Creelo and IC. IC says he was only 53, so it will be hard tomorrow, but thanks. Yeah. Like I said, IC, that's going to be a bittersweet day, but you be encouraged. You be encouraged. Cindy, Gigi saying hi to Cindy. Clyde Mills says, I am a Leo. Okay, a Leo. And Cindy says hi to Gigi and Shawana. Drusilla says, yes, worldwide, as long as you have a post office, okay. Shawana says, I see about your brother. Gigi saying prayers going up for IC. Clyde Mills saying, ha, ha, ha. Tim Vales is saying to Drusilla, I enjoy your content. Ms. Full Roller speaking to Shawana. And Simply a Sweetheart is throwing up a, what is that? I don't get a lot of these little emojis. It look almost like a emoji with a crown, a queen or something. And Isis says, thanks to Shawana, throwing some kisses. Tim Vales saying to Drusilla, I mentioned you in one of my videos. Isis says, thanks to Gigi, throwing some kisses. Simply a Sweetheart says, I got a headache. Okay. Simply try to take something for that, and we pray you feel better. And it might be that pollen and stuff, and allergies. Simply, Shawana says hey to Simply and Cindy and Clyde Mills TV. Icy says hey to Simply. Simply says hey to Shawana and throwing some love. Simply saying hey to IC and throwing some love. Drusilla says to Tim Vales, really, I will head to your channel now. Which date? IC says good night. Good night, IC. Love you. The Creole says to IC, praying and throwing some love. The Creole says good night to IC, throwing some kisses. Drusilla saying to Gigi, thank you. IC saying good night, everyone. Thank you all. Gigi's saying hello to Simply a Sweetheart. Simply a Sweetheart says hello to Clyde and throwing some love. Clyde Mills says that Simply Sweetheart, you were not as offbeat as you think. Nice intro. Simply Sweetheart says hello to Gigi. IC says love you all, throwing some kisses. And Simply Sweetheart says good night to IC. And Simply says, oh, thank you to Clyde. Well, you all have been wonderful. I really enjoyed you all tonight. I want to say happy birthday again to Janet Ortega and to IC. May God bless you with many, many more. Be the Difference is saying hi to Simply Sweetheart, and Jaleesa saying good night and sweet dreams. Thank you, Drusilla. Good night to you. I'm not going to prolong the night. I really had a great time, even though I was losing my voice. I'm glad that you all enjoy story time as much as I do, and I look forward to having you all here. For those of you who are new to this live, again, story time is Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. If I make some changes, I always throw up a brief message. Always remember, until we meet again, may his peace be with you. Good night, you all. Love you. See you at the next story time. And always remember, I have a will to live. You all stay safe as well, Vernis, and good night.